Okay, Coach T here from TackleTrading.com and back with another edition of our morning mailbag. Got a request from one of my lab students regarding a few things about beta weighting. So this is going to be an advanced level conversation. If you're a brand new trader, you can listen in, try to learn something, but we might get into a few terms that are a little bit advanced, but I want to dive right into it. I thought they were really good questions. This one comes from Jedediah, and he asked, how can we quickly assess the overall delta position or score of our entire toss account? I currently manually calculate the sum of all of the subtotal delta values listed on the position statement tab for all groups of option positions I have open, but is there a function in toss that will calculate the sum of all the delta values automatically without weighting the delta against other ticker symbols, or should we always just evaluate our overall delta weighted against the SPX? Now, it's a great question. Like I told you, going to be an advanced question. Now, Jedediah is in my advanced lab, which is where, he has a lot of the training that goes back into where that comes from. But let me kind of walk you through that, Jedediah. Number one, you don't have to total them all up on your own. There are two different layouts, okay? There's one called the new layout, and then there's one called the old layout. Now, the new layout is where you can group things in, and like you notice here, and yours might be like this as well. Now, when you group them all in, you might have things like cash flow or covered calls or long calls, stock, portfolio insurance, swing trades, whatever your personal folders are. You might even be using the automated folders through thinkorswim, where it automatically tags them and puts them in as verticals or condors or whatever it is, right? Well, the problem with that is that it doesn't necessarily manually, tell you what all the different deltas are. So like I have to look at cash flow and see my delta and then add that to my volatility. I get your problem. Let me show you the trick, okay? Now, what you have to do is just go to the old layout. When you go to the old layout, it will list them all in one line. It takes away any folders that you have created, and it gives you a total delta view right here. What you also have to do is then beta weight. Now remember, you can beta weight against SPX. There's nothing wrong with that. Many traders will beta weight against SPY, and then it will convert your delta and show you the total delta. So yeah, there is a way to do that. So you basically go to the old layout to do it, and then you can look at your overall delta. Now I will give you fair warning on one thing. If you have a Forex or a futures position on, or even a penny stock for that matter, whatever you're weighting it against, if the system does not know how to beta weight that, it will come in as NA or not applicable, and it will take all the calculation out together. So you won't get a total calculation down here at the bottom. So there are still some times in some circumstances where you have to manually tally all of that up. Okay, no real way around that with some issues. All right. Now the second part of your question was, how can we view the details of each option trade in thinkorswim after we close the position? I would like to see the same type of details the position statement tab lists for each option position, for the trade entry and exit, and I've looked at it, can't find it, on and on and on. So this is a great question as well. Now I'm going to tell you right now, you can't find it the same way. But if you'll go into the account statement, first thing you need to do is you need to put in the symbol of what you wanted to look at, right? So, and then you have to put in the date as well. So right now, this is showing me from 12/29 of 15 all the way up to 4/11 of 16 and so on and so forth. I can look at the activity and positions or the account statement. If I want to look at all the trades I've made on Apple Computer, maybe I'll put in Apple Computer right here, and it will show me all the transactions I've had on Apple Computer. Now you'll notice order history, trade history, all of this type of information is very important. I have to then convert this and put it into a trade log, essentially is what it is. You're not going to have the same listing as if you're in the trade, like on silver here, where you can just click on PL open, or let me find one that I'm filled on, like BABA. Okay, you're not going to be able to click this and get the entry time and date and the exact PL open and closed and all that kind of stuff. You have to keep your own record. Now, a lot of traders will keep a trade log, and we have a great trade journal. It's called My First 100 Trades, I believe, that we've been developing, and it's really good. And here's a blank one, where once you know what you want, what you've done, you should keep trading records so that you can keep score of what your strategies were. And as this Excel file comes up, and it'll take just a minute to load, I'll just tell you, you should not be relying on Thinkorswim to go back and figure out whether or not you made or lost money. Now, you can use Thinkorswim and your broker to get you the exact record, right? Like with Apple Computer, I know that on that diagonal, I played it for 282, then 102, and so on and so forth. Let me see if I can find another one that I traded recently as well. Oh, let's take... let's reset this timing on it. Let's look at the last 30 days, or maybe even, let's say, yeah, that's fine right here. Okay, so here's 30 days for some basic ones that I could look at as well. So let's take RUT, for example. You know, RUT, it shows me what I got filled at. Now, you have to know the difference between your order history and your actual fill history. You got to go to the trade history, get this data and this information. Let me look at maybe not a stock trade, but and a closing position. We closed XRT. Okay, so I'm going to put in XRT right here. And when I closed it, I also might need to look at, instead of 30 days back, I might have to look at like 90 days back to find the original fill. Okay, so when I opened XRT, I had sold it short at 42.90. I got stopped out at 45.96. Now I can manually do that math, or I can plug it into a trade journal. Maybe my poor computer's saying, "Man, you're killing me with all these programs you're running." See if I can find this journal somewhere else here. If you ever want to be a beta tester for one of our journals or our products or anything, let me know. Shoot me a tweet, an email, something. Here's one. Okay, so then I would log that information in. I would then put in like XRT, that I was originally short the stock. And that stock price I was short at was 45.96. I did the trade entry on 6/8 of 16. And somebody's at my door. It's Labor Day. All right, 45.96. 100 shares. And we got out on 8/15. 42.90. Actually, I got these prices backwards, getting distracted. And then 45.96. Did 100 shares. And then it will show me what my log was. So Jedediah, here's my simple direction I would give you, is that you can't rely on your broker's software to make it easy for you here. You should keep a log manually yourself. Now, you can go back and plug that in from old information, so even if you didn't do it in real time, you can go back once a week or once a month and say, hey, I'm going to make this part of my weekly routine. At the end of the week, I'll log all my data for record keeping and keep score and keep practice, and use some kind of spreadsheet tool. You know, if you want a copy of this, just shoot an email to team@tackletrading or buzz me an email or a tweet, and I can get you something as well. Okay, guys, now, good questions. Those were great questions. If you have any questions, hit me up on Twitter, @TimJusticeUtah. Hit the Trading Justice podcast up. Tackle Trading, doesn't matter. Send a smoke signal. Pass me a note in in class. I don't really care. Just communicate. If you need some help, if there's something you're working on, there's a reason why we're building a team here, and we're here to help you. So communicate. We'll get out there and get in the game. This has been another edition of the Mailbag. I call that the morning Mailbag. Happen to be answering this one early afternoon, but it is a holiday after all. Have a safe and happy Labor Day, and get in the game. See ya.
Get off the sidelines and take control of your financial future at www.tackletrading.com. Get in the game.